Hello agents, and welcome to the 17th episode of the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by myself, PkmnTrainerJ. Ingress Insights is a podcast all about the Niantic game Ingress. In this week's episode we're going to talk about the cell battle locations that have been announced for the first set of those, and also looking at the rest of February's events, the first Saturday for February, and talking more about the Cryptic Memories global op and having a quick check in on that. We may also have a special guest later on in the show if I've been able to get that into this episode, but you'll be able to see details of that in the show notes if I have. Just to note as well, I'm still feeling a little rough, recovering with lemsip, so again, if you're any heavy breathing, coughing, things like that, apologies, but I'll try and edit out what I can. I'll get moving on now to have a look at first Saturday for February, as that's just gone. For the events for February 2024, we've still got the Cryptic Memories Anomaly global op running, and that runs until the 5th of February, 5 PM UTC. So you'll earn your points up until that time. So if you've not earned the badge yet, you can get out there and do that and help your faction that will be on the ground at the in-person anomalies, and obviously earn yourself a nice badge at whichever level you decide to aim for. And following that, we have the Cryptic Memories Cell Battle, which runs from the 7th to the 14th of February. I'll cover the sites for that in just a moment. And then following those, kind of in the middle of those, we have second Sunday on the 11th of February, which is from 12 AM to 11:59 PM local time, and that's just completing the 6 unique ingress missions, as it's been for a little while now. And then the 17th of February we have the main Cryptic Memories Anomaly for February in Adelaide and Santiago. And then following that we then have another cell battle, which we don't have the location for yet, but that runs from the 22nd of February 5 AM UTC to the 29th of February 7 AM UTC, and we'll get the details of those about 10 days before the Scepter cycle begins. So now I've mentioned that, I'm going to go through and let you know what cells got selected for the first round of the Cryptic Memory Cell Battles, running from the 7th of February to the 14th of February. In the Ingress store, there's been a new pack added to help people earn the Cryptic Memories Global Op Anomaly badge, and for that it says that it's a L1 Resonator K stack, where you can buy up to 8 of these per agent, and this is 1000 L1 Resonators for 1000 CMU. Obviously you're getting the points for deploying Resonators on portals, so if you're looking to rack up points, you can buy one of these packs from the store, obviously being conscious of your storage limits, that if you go over it you won't be able to hack anything new. But if it's something you know where you're going to a pretty empty city or a machina filled town, you can blow up and then recapture things pretty easily and just start getting badges, start getting points towards the badge in that way. So as I said, previously it was only 1 per agent, but the Ingress team changed it so you can now buy 8, so you can have 8,000 level 1 Resonators in theory, and be able to rack up a lot of points for the Cryptic Memories global op. And we'll move on now and just talk about the cell battles. As I said, we do now have some more details for the first Cryptic Memories cell battle, and that's for the Scepter cycle 2024.06. So the cells we've got for that in America are AM01 Hotel 07, which is near Des Moines in USA. I'll just say I may get a few of these pronounced incorrectly, so let me know if I do. And then AM01 Kilo 14 in Ann Arbor in MI, USA. AM14 Papa 14 in Ascension in Paraguay. NR05 Sierra 09 in Portland, ME. and NR10 Romeo 05 in Winnipeg in Canada. So that's all of the ones that are classed as the America cells. And then we've got the EMEA region as well. So that's AF07 Sierra 11, which is near Leon in Spain. NR01 Foxtrot 13, which is Udine, Italy. NR01 Juliet 04, which is near Angers in France. NR02 Juliet 07, which is near Cardiff in the UK. And NR03 Golf 06, which is near Odense in Denmark. And then the APAC region gets 3 cells as well. So it gets AS09 Romeo 03, which is near Manado in North Sulawesi. AS10 Golf 01, which is near Colombo in Sri Lanka. And PA02 Alpha 00, which is near Owaki, Japan. So if you're not sure how to check which cell you're in, you can go on your Ingress app and tap on the score feature, and that will show you the cell that you're in. And you can also look at other cells to see what the score is there and the participating agents, and you scroll through and see the history and see where those cells are located. You can use other tools as well. So some agents use a third-party app called IITC to view the cells, but you can just look them up on there to see what's around you, see which ones you can get to. There's none that are super close to me, unfortunately, but it sounds like they're quite widespread. And during that scepter cycle, your aim is to, from the 7th of February 3 PM UTC to the 14th of February 5 PM UTC, you will need to capture as much MU as possible for your faction and liberate as much MU from the opposite faction. So getting out there, making links, making fields to gain the most MU, and then whichever faction has the highest cell score at the end of the scepter cycle, that will determine how many serious points each faction will receive, split according to their cell score. So it may come quite close to the wire. You may be in a largely resistance controlled cell or largely enlightened controlled cell, but do encourage your local agents to get out there and do their part in the battle and try and claim the cell to, again, help those people that will be on the ground for the coming in-person anomalies. So that being gone through, I'm going to move on to our next section now. I just want to do a quick Cryptic Memories global op check-in on the points I've got before I go through what the current tally is. So for myself, I've got the first level badge, the basic badge. I'm on 5,197 points, with there being about 3 days left to go as I'm recording this podcast. I don't think I'll get to the 15,000, but having the badge medal at any tier does help out your faction. So if you know someone in your faction that's close, and you can help them get a few more points by letting them upgrade your resonators on a portal, or by helping them take down Machina so they can then reclaim it and deploy the resonators there, then that would be great to help out your faction. And on the 1st of February, Niantic did publish an update on the global ops score. So the Resistance are currently in the lead, with having 50.9%, versus the Enlightened having 49.1%. And just to remind you, the challenge is running until February the 5th at 5 PM UTC, and 200 serious points will be distributed as the final result of the challenge. I imagine that if it did somehow end in a tie being 50-50, that would be 100 points to each faction. So obviously it'll be kind of divvied up that way. So as I said, if you know someone in your faction that's near getting the badge or doesn't quite yet have the badge and you can help them out, please do go seek them out, chat to them via whatever channels you have, and see if you can help your faction out in the upcoming in-person anomalies. And then I'm just move on now to talk about something that may be happening in the Santiago anomaly. Some detail now on an event that was before my time playing Ingress. So during the Epiphany Night Camp Navarro event, players created sculptures in teams, and one of those was created by Camp Storyteller, which was known as the TS-Morpheus portal. And at that event, the portals were created essentially by players by them creating the sculptures and items that they did. After that, the portals themselves on the map were stored away in Antarctica, so they're still on the map so they could be kept safe. That didn't quite work out in one case, which I'll probably go into after this. So the TS-Morpheus portal has an update, which was posted by the Ingress Updates ENG channel that I'm going to read out. So the TS-Morpheus portal is expected to appear during the Cryptic Memories Anomaly in Santiago. The portal and its sculpture were created by Camp Storyteller during the Epiphany Night Camp Navarro event, with the sculpture having the unique property of reading and displaying the status of the portal in the real world. The TS-Morpheus portal and sculpture will manifest at the Parque Bicentenario in the immediate vicinity of Tablero de Ajedrez portal. Sorry, I forgot that wrong. For and during Santiago's Go Rook Stealth Ops event at around 5 PM local time, which is held in the same place. Make sure to visit it and investigate the strange portal from another universe and share your findings. So that's for the Santiago in-person anomaly, and that's on the 16th of February is when that will appear, and it will still be there for the in-person anomaly the following day. Most agents have keys for these as part of an event that was given out when a portal in the area got accidentally deleted. And I'm just reading a post as well on the Niantic Wayfarer forums that the TS-Morpheus portal was accidentally renamed as Woman Under the Moon back in April 2020. It's obviously since been changed back, but I'm not sure how someone managed to edit that, although it was in Chicago at the time that edit was done, so it wasn't stored away in Antarctica at that time. But these portals are kind of protected portals, as I mentioned, that are stored away by Niantic to be used in the future. So interesting to see one coming back as part of an anomaly called Cryptic Memories, certainly. So I just want to add on to this a little bit about Antarctica and the way spots there that people may not know. I mentioned that most agents have keys for these portals that are stored in Antarctica. This was due to something that happened in December 2022 on the Wayfarer forums, where a user that possibly acting maliciously claimed they'd found fake Pokestops on a expedition to Antarctica, in which case they'd found the stored away portals, and unfortunately a Niantic member of staff made an error and deleted the portals there from the Wayfarer / Lightship system. So this meant that any agents who did have keys for it from the event lost the keys because they all got deleted. And it took quite some time, like I think it was about March 2023, before those were restored to the map. The agents had already lost their keys by that point. So Niantic Tia, the Ingress community specialist, provided codes for agents to get copies of the keys back. So most people that were active around that time, like I say, will have keys for them, even if they didn't have them previously. But I'll link to the thread, which is now closed, just so you can read through that and make up your own mind whether they were acting maliciously or whether they were innocent as to them being used for Ingress. But it's just something I want to mention as I'd said about on there. Hopefully up next I've got a bit of a chat with someone who'll know more about the TS-Morpheus portal and be able to talk to us about the anomaly. If not, and if it's going in next week's show for whatever reason, then I'll just move on to the next section. So, welcome to a special section of the Ingress Insights podcast, where we have two guests on this week talk to us about the TS-Morpheus portal and the upcoming Cryptic Memories Anomaly in Santiago. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to them to introduce themselves and tell you more about this mysterious portal that's returned.
Hi, I am Ralik, or Madrelique, and I'm the head of the camp storyteller, which is the camp that was responsible for the TS-Morpheus project.
And I am Agent Catacat. I was a member and a POC for the camp storyteller at Navarro camp. And I'm also the POC for the resistance for the Cryptic Memories Anomaly in Santiago.
And to those who don't know, if it was before their time playing, how did the TS-Morpheus portal come to be a thing?
Okay, so the TS-Morpheus portal is the Dreamer portal from the Camp Navarro event that happened during the Epiphany night?
Epiphany night, yes.
Yeah, Epiphany night anomaly. There's too many Epiphany
Epiphany
anomalies.
something, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And during that anomaly, during that event,
Anomaly, yes.
the portals basically was built with the thoughts that, the Cthulhu itself represents kind of like a campfire. So you come to the campfire, tell stories, and basically it takes those stories and then broadcasts them into the portal network so that other people in other realities could be able to listen to them.
Yes, well, that was like our project. I think we should give a little bit more context, as you said, for people who were not present at the time. So the idea is that there were 13 teams, 12, because one was Niantic, yeah. 12 teams of different agents, and each team would create their portal with their concept, and each portal would be like, lighten in a way that it would react if you would go to the portal in the scanner, right? So in real life, you would see the portal switching lights according to the design, and that would like you would see how if you put a resonator, for example, in the scanner, then something would light up in the portal, because ours was meant to be like a campfire with it like this transparent kind of crystals or tubes. Back in the day, there are more crystals now, and like they would go lighting up, simulating some sort of fire depending on the color of the depending on the color of the faction that was taking the portal. And the same, like if you would hit it, it would like shine red, like all those things. But basically trying to emulate what happens in the scanner. So we had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That is basically the same project that we are bringing to the Santiago Anomaly. And we had this idea, but I think you want to tell the story. We had this idea because first we did it in Chicago. Also, so, you can tell that.
So this portal took part in what Niantic called the Portal Roadshow, which was actually two separate events. One was at the Cassandra Prime Anomaly over in San Diego, and the other one was at the Baden Anomaly over in Chicago.
Yes.
And during those events, we remade the portals. They were, of course, during that event, they're basically like the miniaturized version of the portals that were at the Camp Navarro, because like some of the portals at Camp Navarro were huge.
Oh yes.
So yeah, they kind of had to scale it down to like fit over in the ballroom over at the hotel, yes. Or like in the plaza over in San Diego. And so the TS-Morpheus portal actually went through 3 different versions. So first one was more like, the first 2 versions were more pillars of light. and they kind of got more and more. They went from basically being resembling like a selenite crystal, just spears, like
Yep.
long
Yeah.
towers, to being more of like like this version, which is more of like a crystalline
crystals kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, for this version, it's more along the lines of all the Machina portals that are around. So the Machina influenced it. So now instead of being like little towers of crystal, it's now spears of crystal.
Oh yeah. Yeah, to give
Is
it a
that the
spin,
law
so
now with it then, that it's been changed by Machina to its current
yes.
state?
Yes. We also wanted it to look like a little bit different in case people like saw pictures of videos of it before. This one is going to be completely different from the ones that we built in the previous 2 occasions. So to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
And what was the reason for deciding to bring it now to the Cryptic Memories Anomaly, then after it's been off for a while, I suppose?
So if you've gone to any anomalies in North America, or I know some, or in Europe, at least one place had like a Tech Cthulhu device running, which was a lens anomaly, I believe it was. I forget which year and which series it was, but down in Latin America, South America, there has been no NL Prime port or NLX portals. So you haven't seen, you haven't seen like the van light up.
Okay.
And during the last anomaly over in it was in
Santa Cruz, Bolivia?
Yeah, Santa Cruz, Bolivia. At the Enlightened after party, that was where that's where the NL van was set up for that whole weekend. And what ended up happening was during the middle of the after party, one of the Enlightened from Santiago bought a tiny little NL van that he 3D printed. And all the Enlightened agents were all taking turns posing with the van, like putting it next to like steins of beer, like holding it up, just having lots of fun with it. And I was watching that and I was thinking, they're having all this fun with just one little 3D printed model. I wonder how much more fun they'd have if we were to somehow bring up the Tech Cthulhu portal to any anomalies anywhere in South America.
Yeah, like basically we cannot obviously bring the van, right? We cannot like bring a van. That's way more difficult. But what is within our power is to bring a Tech Cthulhu portal. And well, it does in a certain way what the van does, which is changing colors depending who takes it and all that. So it gives you, not obviously not the same experience, but something similar. We're actually planning to place it right next to where the van portal is going to appear. So
okay, so people can hack it at the same time as they get the van.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like a joint experience and all that. And besides, that's where our portal was in Chicago, was right behind the NL, and that was also a lot of fun. I had like in Chicago, something happened to me when we were having like my resistance team was having like breakfast before the anomaly, and one of the guys was there and he just said something like, oh, I went to hack the NL portal, and then I noticed that there were more portals like inside the hotel. So I went a little bit close to take it, and right behind the window panel, because this was closed, right behind the window panel, I was taking a portal and I look up and I noticed that it was these like transparent pillars portal doing the same thing that I was doing with my scanner, and it was so much fun. And that was our portal. I felt super great, and he had no idea. Like I actually look at him when he finished his story, and I was like, thank you very much, we built that. And so I said, well, if this is actually that much fun, how much fun would it be to bring it to South America, to Chile, where like none of these things happen? Like in Chile, the last anomaly we had was Villaluz in 2016. So
Yeah, quite a ways back now.
yeah, I know. So we want to make this one like really special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was very coincidental, I guess you could say. Like we're kind of having these thoughts like after like the last several South American anomalies. And then suddenly Niantic announced, hey, we're going to have an anomaly first quarter in Santiago, Chile. And immediately after that happened, I was like, I got onto Telegram, and then I went onto Twitter because that's the only way to contact Brian. And I sent a message to both Brian and then Thea saying, hey, we hear that there's going to be an anomaly in South America over in Santiago. Can we move the Cthulhu or the TS-Morpheus Cthulhu portal and have it built on the site? And they're all like, yeah, that might be possible. And then like,
no, I love Brian's answer, who's just said like, I don't see why not. And we were like, okay, we're game.
yeah. So after that, I was like, cool, this is awesome. So I started like doing all this, all the planning, sending or buying stuff, having to ship down over here. Kind of like thinking, okay, because I like the like having the TS-Morpheus portals have like that DUI aesthetic, because like how like during like Camp Navarro, like I was talking to Flint Dilly, and he was saying, yeah. So when we imagined this event, we're thinking, we'll have it be like um a Burning Man, and we'll have like the 13 portals for all the different archetypes. And then I was like, I wish a whole bunch of other agents would bring their own smaller little portals over there, make their own little Cthulhu statues that might not necessarily be connected to the portal network, but they could bring it and say, hey, look, this is my Cthulhu, or let's see how your Cthulhu looks. And by making the portal be very DOI built and have that look, it kind of sends a message to other agents that it's like, you don't have to sink hundreds and thousands of dollars to make something like that and have it, connect to the game. You could do it on a shoestring budget. And like, hopefully someday Niantic would like make the portal API a little bit more accessible. So, you could like select your home portal, make your own little Cthulhu that connects to that portal, so that anytime that portal gets attacked, you can see the statue change colors, say sounds, whatever. Or even like, that one 3D printed like an NL van, like have it sync up to the actual NL portal, so that when that's attacked, you can see it thicker and change colors on the other side of the globe. Cool little things like that. And so we talked to Niantic. They wanted to do this, and then like luckily the Resistance chose Catacat to be the POC in like Santiago. So as a result, when we were able to talk to Niantic again, saying, hey, so what do you think? And they're like, yeah, we all love this idea. And at that point, it's like the barrier was so much lower to like have it rebuilt, because now we have like at least one faction's cooperation, and now I have to go to the invited and
Niantic buy-in on it, and
yeah, and then like get everybody saying, yeah, we want the portal, which that happened. So by doing that, we're now getting the portal down here.
I think it really fits for bringing the portal back when the anomaly is called Cryptic Memories, with it being from the past and stuff. So I think that works out pretty well.
Yeah, we did it before we knew the name, obviously, because it came out like pretty late. And we thought the same thing. It's like, this is so fitting. Yes.
And obviously, at the minute, I know you said about moving the portal from where it is, they're all kind of stored away in Antarctica somewhere, aren't they? There's a big row of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. they're there, and it's going to be it's going to be brought to the location we set, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's going to end up being, or in Santiago, it's going to be located at Parque
Bicentenario.
Bicentenario over
I think
in
I've mispronounced that
Vitacura.
very
Yeah.
much in an earlier
The-
recording.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
so
it's
that's
okay.
so because there's like I think like 5 different parts with that name. It's going to
Oh,
be the
yeah.
one. It's going to be the one located in Vitacura,
Yes.
Chile. So, or Vitacura, Santiago, blah blah blah. So it's going to be located there, very close to the spot that they're going to move the NL 1331 portal,
Yes.
and because of that park's actually.
It's where
like-
the Go Rock is going to happen.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
where the Go Rock's going to happen. And unfortunately, that's several kilometers away from the pay box.
Oh, come on, it's like 1 kilometer. Then like, yeah, maybe 2. But I say
They can
1.
go.
Yeah.
They can go
But
that
yeah,
far.
but it's not in the playbox, because the playbox is basically very like urban, right? The playbox is in the middle of the city. We couldn't like put it there.
Can't do
So
a go rock thing.
the-
So yeah.
Exactly. So on the Gorg thing, and besides, lots of people are going there. Even, well, we have obviously we told people like, hey, go to check out like this, and even people who are not participating on the Go Rug, they want to go and see it anyway, so that's good.
Yeah.
And at least like we, like the Resistance, we're planning to have like the swag delivery on that Friday, or start on that Friday also. So we're finding like different ways to get people to go and like check out the portal.
Yeah, and we're gonna have it. We're gonna have the sculpture up on like before the start of Gorok, and until like the end of Gorok. Hopefully, it's gonna be like there the whole time. It's kind of hard to tell because random people who volunteer at the park might wanna have us take the portal out of there.
Because it's big, yeah. Like we talked to people in the municipality, and they say that it was okay because it was small enough. Like we didn't need a permit or anything like that because it wasn't big. But yeah, they had like this program for like for the elderly who want to work to take care of the park, and they do like very simple things and all that, but they are very messy with the rules and all. They say that could be the only problem you have, but you just grab your thing and move it a little bit. And we were like, we cannot really move it, but whatever. But we shouldn't have any issues really, but that would be funny. But we don't want it to happen, but that would be funny.
Yeah, and and we're hoping that that things will be fortunate or fortuitous enough that like during or after the anomaly, like the usual like post anomaly photo ops and all that would be able to at least build this sculpture there, rebuild the sculpture there at that site. It might not function with the portal that's like a kilometer away. So there's
no. Honey, the picture is going to be at the same place.
Oh, there's okay.
Yeah, the picture is going to be at the same place. We're taking the picture there for the people who are not arriving on Friday, so they can hack the NL.
Okay.
So the picture is going to be in the same place. So that's why the idea is to like end the anomaly, run to the picture place so we can arrive like before everybody, grab the portal from the car where we're going to have it stored, and like just place it there very quickly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Yeah, as you could tell, I'm not part of the organizational team, so
POC, I'm so sorry.
yeah. So I don't know what's exactly is happening.
I know at the minute on the portal there's obviously enlightened, resistance, neutral colours on it. When I've looked at the photos of it, you're expecting more photos to be added to the portal in general if it's new design by agents.
Yeah, and but like I've actually right now I have yet to test it out, so I don't know if it will actually work, but I have like a secret color scheme like set up to that portal, which might work if someone doesn't recharge the portals in the area, so that Machina might pop up and start shooting lanes everywhere.
I didn't know about that.
But yeah, I'll have to make sure to not recharge portals next week.
And then I guess outside of the portal coming, what are you both expecting to happen in the anomaly? Because it's been a bit close the previous ones. So how are you expecting things to go?
Well, I'm not so sure. Things are moving a lot. I think people are excited about this one. A lot of people are also excited about the coming back of the connected cells and those type of like extra anomaly
Shard knights and everything.
adjacent kind of things. Yeah, shards and all that. Like people have been like that's been received favorably from what I've seen. Because it allows for more participation and all that. And we have a lot of people coming here, at least I think a little bit more than I thought that we would, which is great. We're having people from all over South America, which makes me like very happy. So I think it's going to be great. And if anybody still hasn't like choose a place for the anomaly and still on time to buy tickets, you can totally come here and play with our portal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell how this anomaly is gonna turn out. Just because it's, there's so many moving parts that the scores could be totally off the charts on like either side of like the both of the factions. So it's going to be interesting seeing how the first state like comes out, because maybe then they'll kind of have both factions kind of sit and replan their strategy for the second anomaly date, and who knows, maybe like the same type of different little anomaly activities and global shards or whatever. Who knows if they'll come up in the next series and then like further on in the year.
Oh yeah, we're guessing that this is all like testing and retesting how this works. So it's kind of cool being like the first one, but it's also a headache, but it's good.
Yeah, like you say, there's a lot going on in this time round with the cell battles and the shard knight and the global op that all filter into everything else. So I'd imagine it's a bit more difficult to call who's going to win this anomaly series over the previous ones. Yeah. Is there anything else that you're looking forward to outside the anomaly, kind of Ingress in 2024, that you think might be coming up, or that you'd want to happen?
Well, I'm sorry. Sorry, our dog brought its ball
Yes,
to
it
me.
is play here, yeah.
But as far as Ingress goes, I'm hoping we see a little bit more of the lore reappear. I mean, like Niantic put a big deal about, hey, we're going to have Redacted, member of like the creative team, come back, and we want to see something come out of that.
Yeah, we are huge lore fans, so we miss it a lot to have. I mean, we love fighting the anomalies anyway, but we love having like some kind of background to them, like what happens,
some influence over where the story goes as well.
Yeah, exactly, like which way it goes. Like, we love that, and it's been missing for us. So we're excited to see how that goes. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and like hoping to actually see the end of last year's story, which it seems to vanish into.
Wait a second. Was there a story last year?
Oh yeah.
No, there wasn't.
Well, I know it was that someone was going to see someone, but then someone decided not to see someone. But
no, there wasn't.
Someone was going somewhere.
Yeah,
there wasn't.
Maybe getting pizza.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. No, I think that's, and well, keep on seeing the changes. I know that a lot of people don't really like the Machina thing, but I believe it's a lot of fun. And I've heard from agents who live in areas that don't get a lot of action, who've been like very happy about the Machina and actually coming back to play, because they wouldn't play alone, right? But now that like they have Machina attacking their town, they're coming back to the game, so that's fun. I believe it's fun. I mean, I tend to be positive, like maybe too much, but I think it's excited to have new things, and let's just see what will happen.
Yeah, I agree. I quite like the Machina as well. It's handy if you find empty areas to go out and get more AP than you would normally,
Oh
and
yeah,
obviously get the badge and everything. So
yeah, and they explode pretty.
Yeah, that's
yes.
also a good way. It's also a good way to pick up some extra resonators if you're running out.
How are you both doing on the global op points? Because you've got a couple of days left of that now.
Oh no, we have it.
Yeah.
We
You done
have
it,
it.
15,000
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah, yeah, we have it.
So I think I've got about another 10,000 to go, so I may not get the higher badge.
Oh, ouch! No, try to do it.
But it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Any tier you get contributes points, doesn't it? So
Oh yeah, true.
cool. So then I guess in closing, anything else you want people to know about the anomaly, or where they can find more information and how they can find out more, basically?
Sure.
Sure. Well, if you're enlightened, you know the place, Enlightened Rocks. Go there, sign up. Once you sign up to the bot, you'll be able to find out information about our swag, GoRuck, everything you need.
Exactly. And if you are resistance, of course, the place is Santiago will be blue, or registered Santiago will be blue, or you can find us on Instagram. I think it's just Resistencia Santiago, so that's easy enough. And if you go there, same thing, you're going to find everything, and you can like access all the chats and all the channels you need to well, you need to be checking to have all the information. And if you just want to see how we're doing, I would suggest the Instagram if you just want to check it out and maybe like not come, even though you should come. But that's about it, I think.
Yeah, and if you're in Santiago during the Anomaly weekend, make sure to come to Parque
You can do it. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Parque
Bicentenario. What?
Vitacura.
In Vitacura.
Yes.
We'll be setting up Drain GoRuck. So it's going to be there at 5 p.m. and hopefully it's going to last until 11 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe it'll be there for the picture on Saturday. So yay. Have plenty of options.
Cool. That's very good. Like I said before, you've done a better pronunciation of that place name than I have, so don't worry.
Yeah. Well, everybody here knows me as the Gringo, so
Absolutely.
they understand my Spanish is minimal.
Yes.
Thank you very much both for joining us, and hopefully you get loads of people turning up for TS-Morpheus port and the Santiago anomaly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us for the chat.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun.
We're now on our features section where we talk about the medals that you can earn in the game. We'll be going through the medals that are currently retired. We've gone through Guardian and Recruiter previously, so now I want to talk about the Seer medal. So this was awarded for submitting new portals that got approved. It got discontinued on the 31st of December 2014, so later this year it'll be 10 years since the badge has been discontinued. And while new portals no longer count towards the medal, agents who earned Seer before the cut-off still have it show in their profile, so it's not one you can get now, as I said. So should a portal be submitted before the 31st of December 2014 and it's accepted today, it would still count towards the medal, is what's claimed. I don't think that's correct now. I don't think we have anything from that date still in the Wayfarer system. But for getting that medal, you got bronze for getting 10 portals approved, silver for getting 50 approved, gold for getting 200 portals approved, platinum for getting 500 portals approved, and onyx for getting 5,000 portals approved. That's quite a tall order. I don't have 5,000 portals approved at all. But it's said that this was retired due to some issues with the SEER medal, that people were just nominating anything, and it kind of favoured quantity over quality, and it's very difficult to obtain for new agents because you only have a certain amount of eligible nominations within your area, so people would have to travel far to go out and get it and get those in. And obviously with Ingress's 20-meter rule, there may be issues where people actually can't get a portal in even though they can get a way spot or possibly a Pokestop from that nomination. Presumably it then wouldn't have counted towards the SEER medal if it was reactivated now. I think it's not something that we'll see coming back, because like people said, it went for quantity over quality and people were just trying to get anything through the system, leading to lots of coal coming through, as it's called on Wayfarer. And this suspension of it is supposedly temporary, but as I said, it's now been going for almost 10 years now, so I think it's a permanent suspension after being that long, and we've changed various Ingress staff in that time, so I don't think people will bring it back at all. So just something I want to mention is one that's there. It's not something that I got because I wasn't playing at that time, unfortunately, but I'll now move on to our next part of our features section. The game feature I want to talk about this week, because it will become important during the cell battles, is the scores feature within the game. So from your scanner you can tap the main button and then tap scores. This will show you your local cell score, and you'll be able to see at first the top 3 agents in your cell, and by top 3 that's agents that have earned the most MU, mind units, for creating fields. And you'll be able to see where the checkpoints are over the scepter cycle. The scepter cycle is a period of time that consists of 35 checkpoints, and it will go through and tell you when the next checkpoint is, and only control fields standing at the time the checkpoint occurs will count towards the checkpoint score, which happens every 5 hours. And agent rankings count all MU captured by the agent in the cell during that scepter cycle, regardless of whether the field was standing at that checkpoint or not. So if you make a massive field and it gets taken down before the end of the checkpoint, you'll still probably be pretty near the top of your cell score. And you can go on and check the previous history of your own cell, and you can also look at other nearby cells. All the cells are named as 2 letters, a number, and then a phonetic pronunciation. So like instead of F it's Foxtrot, J Juliet. Reminds me of times being on the phone spelling things out to people. And you'll be able to look through all those cells and see the top 50 agents in each faction. Some cells may not have 50 agents to show. There's a cell near me, there's only 1 agent within that cell, just of how it falls that usually comes up. And for possibly an interesting fact, there's a total of 24,576 cells in the world covering that, and that gives them all a unique address. So I've gone through the previous cells where the cell battles are being held for the first round of cell battles from the 7th to the 14th of February, but there may be more to come on there for the other cells, so just check your own cell so you know where it is and what it is, and then you'll be able to know if your cell or a nearby one comes up when the next round of cell battles get announced. Some agents really go for the score and want to get the highest score they can for their faction in that cell. Some agents could not care less about MU and they want to do links or they want to do scans or something like that. At the moment, this is the only leaderboard we've got, but agents have been requesting different leaderboards for different things for quite some time. Something I'd like to see, but I know it would be quite a lot to implement on there. So all that being said, I'm going to move on and get things wrapped up now. Thank you all for listening to the 17th episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. I've been PkmnTrainerJ, your host. If you'd like to follow the podcast on social media channels, you can usually find us the name Ingress.Insights on Instagram and Threads. We do have a YouTube link in the show notes, as well as the new Ko-fi link in the comments as well. So you can see everything that we update on there. There's also a Q&A and polls posted for every episode accessible via Spotify. A new thing I've been informed is coming to Apple Podcasts is transcripts of all the episodes. So please do enjoy laughing at how it's tried to transcribe what I've said in the coming weeks. But I'll hopefully make things more accessible for people as well, which is always great. But all that being said, I'll let you now get back out to your Sunday, and then next time we'll be looking at second Sunday, which will be on that week, and see what the consequences or the results of the Cryptic Memories global op ending are, and I'll let you know how many points I end up with at the end of that, and see if we know how that's going to affect things for the in-person anomalies and the overall global score. Thank you very much again for listening. Hope to see you out in the field someday. Happy hacking.